Matty, a fairly poor first half, a fairly sensational second half. How do you put that performance into words?
Yeah, it probably wasn't a poor kind of first half. We just didn't kind of do things right in the first half. We threw away the kind of some of the ball that we did have, which was obviously a little bit kind of disappointing because playing against a top team, you need to make sure you hold on to the ball. And we held on to the ball and made breaks, but we kind of threw it away kind of maybe 5-10 metres out with kind of, they weren't in 50-50 balls. They were just kind of a bit of a miracle ball. So we knew if we kind of held on to ball and we kind of started to meet the ball rather than the ball meet us, we knew we were going to give ourselves a bit of opportunity. And of the first kind of 10 minutes, we got the energy and we got the kind of pace that we wanted to kind of play at. And when we play that pace, we look like a really good team.
I mean, you weren't without your chances in that first half, were you really? You came close on 2 or 3 occasions to memory, but from the first 40 minutes, Brodleians were probably one of the best sides we've seen here at Scarborough. The way that they played rugby, both front foot, but also with ball in hand.
Yeah, they've got a really good 10, and if you give him time and space, he's going to kick you to death. And with the little bit of wind that he had and a lot of space that we gave him in the first half, he kind of kicked us out of the game. We had to play kind of from deep inside our half, that kind of first half when we did have ball. And then, yeah, they're a good team. They're up there for the reasons. So we had to make sure that we grinded it out, and and the frustrating thing is we really grinded out in that first half, but we just didn't take our opportunities. And they had kind of maybe 2-3 opportunities, and they took them with points and a try. So a little bit frustrating, but that second half definitely kind of picked the mood back up.
46 points scored in that second half between the two sides. That's something of quite remarkable levels. What goes through your mind when your side running 3 unanswered tries and then they hit back with 2 and then there's penalties exchanging? It really could have gone either way at the end there.
Yeah, massively. It's just momentum changes and you've got to roll with that momentum, and if you lose it, how are you going to gain it back? And so I thought we did really kind of well. Obviously, there was kind of when they kind of scored their try, we knew that we had to kind of bring a bit of energy, and then obviously they kind of scored another one straight after, and our heads didn't go down. We knew that obviously we were behind and we had to play from kind of behind, and we did really well to kind of score that penalty and look after the ball. And Jonty's try was probably one of the better tries that we've kind of seen out in Scarborough for a long time. Definitely individual brilliance as well.
A really physical affair as well. You'd probably agree with that throughout the 80 minutes. I guess it shows just what it means to the players. The fact that it got a little bit heated at times during the game. Both teams were putting it on the line. It really shows this early on in the season as well, just how important and how vital it is to pick up the win.
Yeah, we spoke about it the other week, and like we've got a really good home run, the first round of the kind of competition. We have to make do with that. We need to take that an advantage, and losing at home is just an absolute no. So we need to make sure that we kind of go in with that mentality, and we don't go into that mentality at second half when we're kind of down by 10 points and not really putting a showing on. We need to make sure that we start a game with that kind of intensity and that energy, and make teams kind of match us rather than just kind of sitting at that kind of level where we're not really kind of doing much.
Final 2 from me, Matty. A word on Jordan Holloway, of course, who made his 100th appearance for the club today. A really proud moment for him and for the club. And it sort of seemed before the game when Jackson presented his match shirt, there's probably quite a few that were tearing up a little bit.
Yeah, it's amazing. Hollis coming back into the team has been an absolute kind of sensation. Obviously, he walked away from the kind of game for probably about 7 or 8 years and then watched his young brother kind of fill his boots. And wanted to kind of get back into it, and the way that he's got back into it has been absolutely amazing. And he's always the first to kind of, we put down on the kind of team sheet, whether it's back row or whether it's hooker, and just the energy and the enthusiasm that he kind of brings is second to none. And I thought it was probably definitely one of his kind of best games of this kind of season, and which is great. And as I said, it's just really good to be around.
Just finally, you travel to Wetherby next weekend. They were narrowly beaten by Rochdale today, so that's going to be a tough game. It's a side you know well after they came here 2 years ago in pre-season. It's going to be another tough game, but it's an opportunity to really make your mark on this league and pick up another win on the road.
Yeah, exactly. They've kind of stamped their kind of foot in the kind of door over the last kind of few weeks and picked up a couple of good wins. And every team's going to be tough at home, so we need to make sure we kind of bring that kind of energy this week at training Tuesday, Thursday night, and we stick to our kind of game plan that we know that kind of works for us. And if we can do that, then yeah, we're going to try and push them and put them under a bit of pressure.